All right, hello, welcome. Morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're at. Gonna be having something a little bit different today. Free for all, King of the Hill. Yes, indeed. All these players got locked in their factions. Got Valkanos, Tank, Get Up Mule, F-Pod. Welcome. They're just about ready to scrap. Oh yeah. Chaos is a ladder and all of that. Just getting the picks and such sorted out here, so yeah. Basically the way that this is gonna work is the top player will remain. Obviously, the winner will remain. I perhaps will keep the top two players depending on how things go, so we don't burn through players quite as quickly. Kind of depends on how long the games take, but go ahead and give them the start when ready here. And yeah, I hope you guys are ready for some fun. Should be interesting. Free for all is absolute anarchy. It's just a ton of fun. Evening saved. Huzzah! I'm glad I could be your hero this evening. We're gonna be. Hopefully, this will be good. I don't know. I'm curious to come up with a format to make this fun, because potentially it's a way to get a bunch of people involved and just have some absolute shenanigans, right? That's what free for all is all about. So no, Bob Trash. Oh man, we do need some rules. It's good to have some rules, even in FFA. And we are using the banner rules today for army limits and rules of play and so on. Yeah, that's good. If FFAs are a lot of fun, it'd be nice to be able. Can you not do them in custom battles with just AIs? I thought you could. I know if you host a multiplayer lobby, I'm pretty sure you can add AIs to the slots. Maybe not, but random mix. Ray Shaman on chariot stack. Oh yeah, just all the single entity beast chariots. Super OP. Yeah, so we're gonna have Nakai basically against High Elves, Greenskins, and the Skavenses. Yeah, in this game format, actually, vampire counts for a few reasons are not great. Actually, healing, you can end up feeding more HP to your opponent, which gives them more points. But like high elves can potentially be a little bit risky if you go for a very heal spammy build. We'll see. Oh yeah, my pleasure. My pleasure, Stroppy Golem. Glad I could help. Yeah, it's definitely something I want to try and do some more. By the way, for those of you guys who aren't aware, Red Salamander, longtime subscriber of the channel, has been running some new player, basically like organized practices. Definitely check out the Noob Hammer Discord. I'm a ladder. Falcon, I don't. I mean, you got me. Oh yeah, some good quotes there from Game of Thrones from Golden Eagle. I have to say, I never actually watched Game of Thrones. I've read a few of the books, not all of them. Finished that up, but just the show never really appealed to me that much, to be honest. This is stairs with a ladder. There we go. So, if chaos is a ladder, then I'm gonna say Zinch is an elevator that can go in any direction. Slanesh is a padded ramp of a specific size. Nurgle is a stair lift, like with the one that those old people have that they put in their houses that like lifts them. It's like a chair you sit in, you know, lifts you up the stairs. And Corn is just jumping up so hard that you smash through to the next floor. What do you guys think? Is that an appropriate analogy? It's just an elevator. Anyway, let's go ahead and have a look at some builds here. We'll start with the High Elves. Tech list leading the way, 2 Handmaidens, couple of Lion Chariots, very nice. Big fan of these guys. Fireborn here, Silver Helms, Shadow Warriors, interesting. Shadow Warriors are going to be a very interesting pick. As for the Skaven's we've got a couple of Warp Lightning Cannons here, a Plague Priest on a Bell, Rat Ogres, Ikit Claw, bunch of Chaff, Clan Vulcan's Tail Slashers, some Poison Wind Globs. Was that Gutter Runners out front? Gutter Runners with Poison. But the boys, 3 Doom Divers, wow. The Royal Gobbo Air Force, led by my Goblin War Boss, got Stone Trolls, Gobbo Big Boss, so full-on Gobbo build along with a handful of Trolls. You gotta have some Trolls, of course. My Goblin Archers, Skulkers, Fanatics, and yeah, Wolf Rider Archers. And then, just for you, Falcon, just for you, look at this Nakai box with Proxy Fisters, and got some Salamanders as well, a couple of Saurus mixed in there, Skink Priest, Lore Abyss, and Lore of Abyss. Yeah, Lore of Best in slot, Manticores, and of course, Nakai. Nakai, Nakai, Nakai. It's almost like Alariel is calling out for him when she says that. A giant lollipop. He even treats it like a lollipop. I love it. Yeah, Nurgle kind of breaks the ladder. He's a big boy. That's what I'm saying. He needs the stair lift. Like, not even a normal elevator, but like an industrial grade, like, forklift. Oh yeah, Season 8. Travesty. You know what else is a travesty? The Shadow Warriors taking some hits. Silverhelm's also taking some hits. So right off the bat, F-Pod's generating some good value. But look at this. Shadow Warriors are shooting in, doing some nice damage to the Warp Lightning Cannon crews in response. So both players getting some immediate value. Meanwhile, you can see the greenskins over here. Now we've got the Wolves. They have scouted the Sacred Croc Score box. Boxy Sacred Croc Scores. I don't know. Here comes the Chariots, though. Oh, yeah. Lion Chariots getting in. Warp Lightning Cannons did manage to stay online. For the most part. This one's pretty much done, though. This other one basically completely healthy. So, great job right off the bat by Tank to help take out some of those high-value targets. Net of Ammontalk there. Ooh, and we're going to see a Fiery Convocation. Absolutely brutal. Tank coming in with a giant steel chair, techless. Oh, man. With those Warp Lightning Cannon shots going through. The Handmaiden's getting blasted, though. I mean, F-Pod's really not too far behind in terms of points. It should be a decent trade there. Doom Diver's firing in at this other Warp Lightning Cannon. That's Ikit Zap Zap. Meanwhile, let's have a look at the boxing gores. Salamander's absolutely blasting the Wolf Riders, who immediately get routed off the side. A little bit unfortunate you didn't get more value from that Valkynos, but getting rid of some of the Greenskins tools, definitely strong. Saurus waddling through the woods very slowly. Nakai also just kind of chilling here. Well, let's get back to this other side. Track this Doom Diver as he flies in. Oh, didn't hit the tree, but he did hit the ground. Just a complete miss there. The heavy Warp Lightning Cannon pressure going after Teclis now. He's going to have to pull back and regenerate. That will feed some more points, potentially, though, to the Skaven if they're able to get the damage that he heals. Shadow Warriors here, almost completely safe, though, firing in. These Fireborn have taken quite a bit of damage. But if the Shadow Warriors can take out those Rat Ogres, or, yeah, like, disengage the Fireborn here, come back around, get a nice charge on the Rat Ogres. Some Rat Ogres have been shattered, and there's only really... that Zap Zap plus this one Warp Lightning Cannon left, so quite a bit of that Skaven army is down, and they're still basically dead even. More or less. Summon Manticore, and now, oh yeah, Gobos are only going to hold up so well against this relentless assault of angry Crocsgores. Oh man, love their animations. Skulkers coming in. Skulkers will do some okay damage here, definitely if they're able to get a smoke bomb especially and pin these Crocsgores in place, do some good armor piercing damage, but the Saurus will help that trade significantly. Yeah, Stone Trolls going up against Mass Saurus and Crocsgores, not going to go great for them. Although I guess the Sacred Crocsgores do have magic damage against Stone Trolls, which is there. Oh, another Lion Chariot though. Absolutely devastating. Finishes off that Warp Lightning Cannon crew. Gotta love that danger close fire from the Skaven. Just point blank blasting. Wow, actually pretty accurate there. All things considered. Clan Vulcan's Tail Slashers also getting rolled up by the Lion Chariots here. I think they actually provided a pretty decisive difference in this engagement. And you can see also the Plague Priest now getting caught out for F-Pod, so it looks like Tank's going to be able to get a pretty decisive points lead here by getting a lot of this stuff. Unfortunately, I mean, unfortunately, for F-Pod, a lot of his stuff could potentially get chased off here, and Tank won't get any points for it. We have a look back over here. Oh man, something happened. Something horrible happened involving Crocsgores to this poor Gobbo boss. He's going to come back momentarily. But oh boy, look at Nakai emerging from the woods here. Is Nakai actually going to, like, win this? So far, Valkynos last in terms of points. Get Up Mule's actually now past F-Pod in terms of generating value here, but there's still so much left. These Doom Divers have got a lot of value, though. A lot of value. And a Wa now being popped. Stone Trolls counter-charging in. Nakai comes full-on lolly to the face. Oh, nope, looks like he's got another attack order. Not on the Stone Trolls. They're going to kick him in the shins. But this Night Goblin War Boss, a little bit of a tough pick. I mean, he's not very expensive, that all being said. Yeah, kind of two separate engagements this time, which is sometimes how free-for-all goes down. But the Doom Divers, I think, kind of counter-interfering in this fight. How much of a difference that made, it's hard to say. F-Pod not getting the full value from those Warp Lightning Cannons is pretty tough. But the Lion Chariots pushing aggressively here. And like I said, chasing a lot of these units off. If he can actually catch this cannon crew right here, that'll give him a decent amount of value. But a lot of these units are going to be off the field here for F-Pod, meaning he won't be able to generate more value. Valkynos still very close, though. In terms of points, he's now past F-Pod. And is kind of gaining on Get It Mule here as he cleans up some of these tattered greenskins. Nakai's too strong. We'll see. It's probably going to come to like Nakai against some Lion Chariots, if I had to guess. The Handmaiden's also being quite healthy is helpful. Salamanders taking quite a bit of damage here. Night Goblin Shaman actually might beat them in melee. But yeah, oh yeah. Absolutely brutal. Nakai gets attacked by the Gobbo Big Boss, and actually kind of with the They Need Stabbing is really not doing well in this engagement. Yeah, actually just missing on his attack animations there, but the Gobbo runs away anyway, because, you know, he's just a Gobbo. Ooh, that nasty zap blasts a couple of those salamanders. Also, great value from those kind of lower tier units. Right now, Tank and Get Up Mule pretty clearly ahead in terms of balance of power. Just a handful of chaff here left for F-Pod. He's basically done at this point. Yeah, most of his units are shattered. So Get Up Mule and Valkanos also both, though, are still just absolutely scrapping. And it doesn't look like Get Up Mule is going to be able to really sustain this if he could potentially get away with some of these different units. We are using banner rules for attacking, so he does have to, you know, move up with what assets he has to try and attack, which he is doing so with these guys. Not to mention this poor Gobbo Big Boss getting bullied by Nakai, and these Gobbo archers too, man. Woo, tough day to be a Gobbo.
This stinks!
Oh, now it's going to be High Elves versus Greenskins here at the end. Very fitting. The two most recent DLC factions. Don't mind background noise. And yeah, at this point, this big boss running for his life. These other skulkers probably aren't going to be able to hold their leadership well, but they might be able to do something. Oh, here we go. Gobbo, big boss. Do these chariots actually have Forest Rider? They do not. Okay, I was going to say, I don't think they do. They shouldn't. But it looks like he's trying to do his best to finish off here. The thing about it is that the Shadow Warriors will be able to get in range here. He nets one of these Saurus Warriors as well. Oh, and look at this! Fiery Convocation going to be coming in once again from Techless, trying to drop this combination. The rest of the Saurus do get out of the way. But it ends up being pretty nice hit there. Does quite a bit of damage on those Saurus Warriors. So the Croxy box is reforming. It's doubtful that these goblins will come back and do anything super meaningful, but this Gobbo Big Boss technically should be engaging right now, but it's fine. Oh man. Oh man, these Night Goblin Archers looking pretty juicy right now if the Fireborn can get out and get after them, but they're definitely wanting to stay close to try and finish off these Saurus and the Sacred Croc scores and everything. And oh man, the Handmaiden just plinking. Both the Handmaidens plinking right now, doing a good amount of damage. They both were to focus on Nakai. They could actually probably get him down. Likewise, if Techless has Enfeebling Foe and nets, which he does, he could isolate him and try and get at him that way. Some maneuvering here from these Fireborn. Nakai's Lizardmen getting, unfortunately, surrounded here. Sad day for Nakai. Shadow Warriors are almost out of ammo, so they will have to engage soon, but right now they're shooting at the Sacred Croc scores. Honestly, I'd probably go after the Saurus Warriors, because you're going to get a lot better value from your arrows shooting them. They have less armor, they have no missile resistance, right? You have missile block chance, but... oh yeah. Oh man. Oh man. Charge animation. Oh, they're going. They're going. Ooh, I do think they actually made contact there, perhaps. But regardless, the Shadow Warrior is now going to get charged by angry Croc scores. And these Croc scores are very, very low in terms of HP. Yep, Enfeebling Foe there while they fight. Meanwhile, Nakai comes over here to start beating up the chariots. Saurus Warriors also getting involved. Oof. Fireborn getting pulled down as well by the Saurus. Yo, yeah, look at that. Nakai just wrecks those lion chariots. What is that? Is that Techless? Techless, what are you doing? Techless, what are you doing, buddy? That is not a place you want to be. Immediately, the Handmaiden comes over to rushes over to bail him out. And then Nakai goes down to the Fireborn and everyone else. So, what initially seemed pretty nice ends up turning a little bit against him. And Get Up Mule, with his few other kind of remaining tertiary forces, can't really affect this engagement all that much. Best to do is just exactly like this. Fire in with these Light Goblin Archers and just poison everything a little bit. Nice block of doom there from the Skink Caster. Right before he routes it, generated a tiny bit of value. I think Tank's got this one in the bag, though. Lion Chariots. Proving very good here against both the Skaven and the Lizardmen, honestly. Shadow Warriors and Lion Chariots. Kind of a different build. Isles versus Lizardmen, yeah, whatever. The lizard things. Nikai's army, the Wanderers. Oh man, just love these Lion Chariots, though. This is actually a decent showcase of them as well. I mean, they are pretty good in these matchups, I would say. Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's see. What else is left? Thinking this is probably it. Maybe. Oh, there's one unit of Saurus over here. Yeah, greenskins are shattered now. Those Saurus I don't think are going to be coming back. Just these guys right here. So yeah, Tank taking home the win. The first win. Oh yeah, great versus dwarfs for obvious reasons, absolutely. And there it is. Tank able to take the win there with those chariots, the Shadow Warriors. Very cool build, honestly. Kind of a different build. I might actually save that replay. It's an interesting build. It's definitely an interesting build, man. Look at those chariots. 192, 195 kills. Yeah. 145 for Techless. Shadow Warriors got a decent amount of kills as well. Silverhelms kind of got wrecked, but it's to be expected. For Valkanos, Sacred Croc scores did a lot of work, but a lot of the time they're fighting goblins, which is not super efficient in terms of cost. Get Up Mule. Yeah, I mean, Gabos, the Doom Divers actually generated some really nice value shooting the Warp Lightning Cannons and some other Skaven targets. Gabos can have a little bit of a tough time in free-for-all, but these guys actually did pretty okay, all things considered. Not that many kill totals, but considering they're fighting a Croxy box most of the time, that makes sense. And for FPOT here, a little bit of a rough situation with the Warp Lightning Cannons kind of getting double-teamed from multiple angles. Likewise, he kind of got his single entities caught out in some different areas, which was tough, but still a very fun game. Missiles OP. Yeah, Shadow Warriors, weirdly enough. Okay, so, and we might get these guys back in. If, you know, if we get through quite a few. Actually, let's do top 2 stay. So let's have Tank and Valkanos both stay. Yeah, Nakai earned his spot in the top. Yeah, we'll both stick with the same faction. And actually, you know what? I'll let Tank pick a new faction if he wants, since he won. Let's go ahead and switch the map, and let's get our next competitors in. Let's see here. And let the next competitors know that it is their time. I guess I probably should have started this music beforehand, but that's all good. Hey, what's up, man? That's a good question, Valkanos. I'm not sure. I think it does. I think they fixed it so it does. I believe so, yeah. I know, like, the gyro bomber bombs do, even though they don't count the kills. I know at one point it wasn't broken, like when it wasn't counting his kills, but I think it does now? Maybe. Maybe not. Too bad Croak can't summon manticores. Let's see. Might have to send a quick friend request right here. Why you do this, Steam? Okay. Definitely a vampire counts because they have the most healing. They have the most passive healing. I think summoned units give you... Yeah, I think summoned units do give you points if you damage them, but... They also generate points for you, right? Sorry, just, making sure I keep my blood sugar up. Yeah. Summoned units, as far as I am aware in multiplayer, like if it dies to the degeneration damage, then obviously no one gets the points, but yes, people can, just like with healing, like you can get additional points from that. So there's a school of thought that says you should only ever bring like damage spells in, like vortexes especially, obviously, but just damage spells in general, vortexes, bombardments, wind spells, stuff like that. You should only bring those in free-for-all, and there's some truth to that, but honestly I think the summons can be pretty decent, the higher tier ones at least. If you're just summoning clan rats, then you're essentially just feeding your opponent more points. A little rough. Double Slan? No way, man. That's way too much Winds of Magic. I mean, granted, you can get an equal amount of Winds of Magic with Techless, but... Okay, let's get this. Yes, yes. I love Flamestorm in free-for-all. Flamestorm is the best for free-for-all because it lasts, if you overcast it, lasts for like 60 plus seconds, I think, almost. I don't know, maybe it's in the 50 range, but it's pure anarchy, which is just so fitting. Yeah, 2 Manticores plus summons. To be honest, yeah, it sucks, but it's not the worst. Like, really, the only people that can do that is, what, Dark Elves? I think, because that's the only faction that can actually take Manticores plus summon them, which is weird. You would think those two would align, but, like, Beastmen can't take Manticores, right? Chaos can take Manticores, but can't summon them. Norska can take Manticores, but cannot summon them. Also, yeah, Dark Elves are the only ones that can really take advantage of that, to be honest. And considering how weak Dark Elves are in general in the meta right now, I am totally fine with that. And the other one that affects is Beastmen, which again, Beastmen are not that strong in the meta right now, so I'm not a big, for me, it's not a big deal about summoning more Cygors when you already have one. And in fact, that's kind of a viable, like, good strat in specific cases. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, see, but in tournaments, you can only do 1 Manticore summon, right? Like, you're limited to 1. You can't take duplicate spells, so yeah. Yeah, Lizardman, High Elves Empire can all summon. Bretonnia, too, can summon Manticores and can't take them, which makes a little bit more sense. You would think for, like, Norska, we would see a Lore of Beasts Famir. I actually would really like to see a Lore of Beasts Famir. I think that'd be... You'd see him, like, in almost every game. He'd be one of the best casters automatically for Norska, but... considering that Norska are kind of themed around beasts, it surprises me that they don't have Lore of Beasts. What is happening? There we go. Okay. No? Okay. That's really weird. That's why you don't play quick battles. Okay. Spectator mode's a little bit buggy still. Right? That's what I'm saying. Norska doesn't have Lore of Beasts, and Beastmen can't bring Manticores. These two things make no sense. In campaign, both, I think both Wood Elves and High Elves summon Eagles instead of Manticores. I could be wrong. Maybe the Wood Elves don't. I know for sure the High Elves do, which is actually just objectively worse. Like, if Eagles cause terror, then that would be fine, but in terms of game balance, it would just be, you just wouldn't take it, because it just would, maybe you'd still take it in some circumstances, but it would be way less strong, because the thing about the Manticore summon, the thing that makes it so strong in multiplayer, is that it's an on-demand terror summon, right? That's fast and hits reasonably hard. Like, Manticores have good animations and everything, so yeah, Wood Elves should also summon Eagles. And I want to say they do in campaign. I could be wrong, but in multiplayer they left it alone, which is fine by me. And again, if they were to give Eagles terror, then I think they would be able to change it. But let's go ahead and have a look here. Start with Tanks Chaos. Going to be led by the one and only Kolek Sun Eater. And we've got more armor-piercing chariots. I love it. Gorbies. Some regular Chaos Chariots. A Fire Sorcerer up in the air. Some Chaos Knights. Horse Masters. And Warhounds. So again, going with the kind of mobile skirmish-centric build. It's absolutely legal, by the way. I have a great FFA replay coming up, by the way, soon, guys. I'm super excited for y'all to see it. Anyway, Marauder Horsemen and Throwing Axes here. We've got some Ice Dogs, some Big Man Dogs, and some Famir Boys, ROR Famirs. Marauders with great weapons, regular Marauders, all kind of mixed in here. An interesting Norscan army. For the Skavenses, oh, he's ready. He's ready for Vanguard shenanigans. Of course, in free-for-all, you tend to see a lot of Vanguard shenanigans. At least if you're playing me. Yeah. Warp Lightning Cannons here. Skaven Slave Slingers, Storm Vermin with Halberds, Clan Rat Spears, some more Storm Vermin, Death Glow Bombs, quite a few of them. And a Wheel of Doom, a Bell of Plague, and an Assassin. Nakai, of course, coming in with Croak this time. He's also got Sacred Groxy Feasters, Saurus Warriors, some Clever Girls, Feral Cold Ones, Salamanders. Those are the RORs. Nope, just regular Salamanders. And some Chameleon Skinks. Yeah. In campaign, if I remember right, it costs less in terms of Wind's Magic, but for me, like, I like the flavor in campaign. I think that's fine. But I think the Eagle summon should probably get a third charge, because objectively, Manticores are just stronger than Eagles. And I also think Eagles probably should get a cost decrease in multiplayer, or that, in more reality, Manticores should get a cost increase up to like 850 or 900 probably. Anyway, Chaos immediately going to be pushing towards the Norskins here. They have some mass to be able to kind of shrug off this chariot assault, potentially. Meanwhile, Nakai is advancing on the Skaven. This could be a rough situation for him, but he's got Lord Croak to try and detonate some Skaven blobs here. There's not too much long range, just the one Warp Lightning Cannon, which can fire up and over this hill, just barely. That's a pretty good arc of fire. Look at that. Ah, that one hits the hill. And Troll Country, a little bit of a rough map to be using direct fire artillery, especially when you kind of deploy in the ditch like this, but the Norskins, Getting kited a little bit here. Tank's being patient with his ammo. Oh, and we've got some hidden units being uncovered. Looks like, what are those, chameleon skinks over there? Yep. Fortunately, Norskins didn't bring any javelins. I guess they have their own Marauder Horsemen here, but in all reality, these Horsemasters, I mean, they'll get some damage in, especially against some of the infantry and such here, but oh man. Oh man, is this a little bit of a bait right here to get these Chaos Knights in against the, oh no, actually the Ice Wolves come in somewhat unsupported against the Chaos Knights. That's pretty dangerous. Somebody's got a potato here, though. Who brought a potato? By the way, guys, if you're going to join these, and I don't know who's... Yeah, it could be connection, it could be PC, a number of different things. But if you are going to join these big team games, please try and make sure that you have the setup to be able to handle it. Because this is pretty bad right now. I don't know who is lagging super hard, but it is what it is. Try and push through. This is one of the reasons why I didn't... Yeah, I might end up just doing only the one, because sometimes free-for-all games take a while, whether it's the lag or whether it's, you know, people trying their best to win. It looks like it's stabilized somewhat now. Nice little wind spell there to do some damage as the Lizardmen make their way up and around. There's a handful of Skaven here still facing towards this other engagement, but yeah. Yeah, sometimes the Manticore dives into spears, sometimes it dives the caster that you want it to. It just kind of depends, but Norskins are able to generate a little bit of value here, but so far Tank's getting some really nice kind of hit-and-run engagements with his chariots. The monstrous infantry are typically a little bit out of position, be able to respond quickly enough. Granted, he is taking some damage, like here with these Horsemasters by these Ice Wolves. Now the, oh yeah, armored Skin Wolves can get in there as well. Yeah, man, somebody's PC is just struggling right now. But Norskins still have very heavy force, and I mean, the skirmish is okay, but eventually those Horsemasters are going to get bottled up in that corner. Could potentially take some serious damage here. This engagement still has yet to kind of go down. Just continuous scorching from this Gracier Lord of Plague here. But yeah, I mean, someone, man, I don't know who this is. It definitely is not Tank or Valkanos. I know they just played in the last one. Who's playing on a light bright? I mean, no offense, but yeah, it's just rough. It's like stabilizes for a second, and yeah, hopefully it stays fine. Nice burning head, but the edge of the map is quickly approaching, and Norskins are starting to get engaged in melee. A lot of these units are getting caught up here, like these Famir are able to catch the Chaos Knights, like the armored Skin Wolves as well, faster than the Chaos Knights, so they are eventually going to get caught up and dragged down. Speaking of getting dragged down over here, I don't know whose PC is not up to snuff, but this is pretty bad. Hopefully it does okay here. Right now, the Grace here getting absolutely lit up by the hunting packs. Pretty decent engagement, a little bit of a brass orb in the front line that actually mostly hits those storm vermin. Oh no, that's not a brass orb. Of course, that's Croak. He just detonates that storm vermin right there. Yeah. Meanwhile, Norskins, again, getting a hold of these Chaos Knights, starting to get in against Kolek as well. Kolek's got Cascading Fire Cloak. The debuff wore off, unfortunately, for Hunter of Champions, but these Skin Wolves and Wolfric also have Fight or Die to try and get some extra attack in there. Oh man, these Chaos Knights now getting a rear charge though. Yeah, Wolfric getting out of position. That's a pretty big mistake there. Tank cleaning up quite a bit of kills, but Valkanos is quickly catching up. Smithdog also doing okay here. A lot of these units kind of getting eaten up, but yeah, someone is playing this on an actual potato. Yeah, and this is one of the risks of doing these big team games, which is why I don't do them super often on my channel. Like, if I can't vet the players beforehand, just doing an open something like this, the games can take a painfully long amount of time, where it's just ridiculously laggy. So yeah. I don't know if I can do this. Yeah, someone's playing on actual potato. So, again, if you are going to join these, please make sure that your PC is not a potato and that you have a good internet connection. Both of those things are very important. Because right now, like, this is pretty unacceptably laggy, to be honest. So hopefully it stabilizes. It seems like it's stabilizing somewhat. But right now, again, these Chaos Knights getting continuously caught up. The Javelins, or Throwing Axes rather, also have a pretty decent situation they can try and throw in here and do some good damage. The Chaos Chariots also getting caught up as they try and pull away here. So the Chaos Army, I mean, it's kind of built to kite and fight a little bit, but it is going to end up getting caught up because Troll Country is just a very small map, but it looks like we've got a bit of a Skaven detachment going over there. Yeah, Red Crested Skinks finally getting in combat against the Deathglobe Bombardiers. Seems like it's starting to stabilize a little bit, but the Grace here goes down there. Warp Lightning Cannons lighting up Lord Croak right now. He's got Assassin's Trophy on him, but he'll be able to pull away there just fine. It looks like the Lizardmen have probably got this on lock. I mean, there is still this ranked up Doom Wheel here charging into the side. Salamanders firing in are going to probably do some horrendous friendly fire as they're not really accurate enough to consistently hit the Doom Wheel and not hit everything else around it. I guess that was actually okay. Still hit that Saurus unit quite a bit there. But hopefully as a lot of these, like especially the Skaven units, start to get routed off and there's less unit models in the game, maybe it'll stabilize more. But right now, Kolek actually taking a pounding here. More burning heads on both sides. Just Chaos and Norse absolutely burning the crap out of each other, which seems appropriate. Those Chaos Cav able to mostly disengage there. Skinwolves now getting charged in the back, although they had got a really nice hold of those Skinwolves there. Or the Marauder Horsemen, I mean. And looks like Deathglobe bombs almost in range here to start firing. I don't know how they're going to do, though, against all this chariot mass. Like, they have no protection of rat ogres or anything else high mass. So let's see how that ends up going. Valkanos chewing on the rest of this army over here. Let's get in close. Get some Sacred Croxagors punching. Salamanders also, of course, do armor-piercing damage in melee. Armor-piercing fire damage. Yeah, for real. Someone playing on an Android would be an upgrade, probably. Oh man, look at this rat just absolutely dancing. Storm Vermin holding their leadership for the time being, but really not trading great. And oh boy, here comes Nakai. Nice side charge. There we go. That's what we've been waiting for the whole time. Breaks those Storm Vermin. At this point, Valkanos cleaning up pretty decisively, so it's kind of going to come down to tank versus Valkanos again here. Largely, Norska's army's still pretty decently intact, though, and like, Kolek's gone? No, he's still here. Kolek's still here, and there's still a handful of Marauder Horsemen and other units able to fight. The Miststalkers also, like this Chaos army, doesn't really have the tools to fight the Miststalkers, especially now that the Chaos Knights are gone, and like there's really just this Skirmish Cav, which, by the way, one of these Horse Masters is out of ammo and is getting chased now by the caster. Oh man, I thought the caster was throwing a javelin. That would be cool. Could you imagine if there was like a ranged caster, considering that all casters are like melee quote-unquote characters, right? How cool would it be to have a caster that also like threw javelins or something? Like, I don't know, let's say theoretically, if we were to get Sirtha Ek Legendary Lord, which I need to make a video about, he could have both Lore of Metal and javelins. I think that'd be super cool to have a caster that also like rides a chariot, obviously, throws javelins, because the javelin horseman thing was a true hallmark of Sirtha Ek, in addition to his chariots. And then, of course, Lore of Metal, in honor of the fact that Norska, at one point in Game 1, like, only one of their only Lord choices was Lore of Metal caster. Skink Priest on a Stegodon? I guess, yeah, but I mean, that's more like the Ballista on the main Stegodon. The other ones, I guess they do have the blowpipes and like the little like machine gun chuckers. He casts magic, he melee, he shoot. That's true, that's true. Yeah, well, and we have like artillery lords, like Noctilus, right? Is, I guess, technically a ranged caster, but there's no like, I don't know. I just want a Norskin lord that throws javelins mostly, and is also a Lore of Metal caster, and his name's Sirtha Ek, and has unique chariot mounts. Is that too much to ask for? Is that too much to ask for? Oh yeah, oh yeah. And the thing too is, like, for a free LC like Raponce style lord for Norska, to put them in the Vortex map, I think that would be a great addition. Absolutely. So if you guys want to see that, I'm going to be making a video. I had a script planned for way back in the day. But yeah, if you guys want to see that, let me know. I will make the video. Oh, yes, a little bit of a stretch here. Okay. Things seem to be stabilizing somewhat. Norskin Marauders getting hounded there. Huh, get it? Norskin's hound anyway. But I don't know. I think Valkanos' forces, yeah, he's got a lot of Saurus left. Granted, he doesn't have too many tools to take on the chariots, but he does have, very critically, some chameleon skinks plus some hunting packs here. The Sacred Crocsgores likewise provide some really nice mass against those chariots, so Valkanos kind of reforming here, reassessing how he wants to do things. Tank is scrapping still to finish off Shadow of Nagarai's army. But the Javelin Horsemasters have basically used up all of their ammo, which means, yeah, he's charging into melee now, which he kind of has to. The Horsemasters, 50 armor, the throwing axes will be decent. Obviously, 50 armor isn't a ton, but Valkanos' force still has some good cohesion, good tools left. I think he's probably going to be able to take tank here. Kind of depends, though. There's not too many other units for the other players that are going to make much of a difference here. Oh, I don't know, actually. Looking back, these Smith Stalkers could make a pretty key difference in an engagement. But right now, Valkanos is kind of slowly pushing forward here, letting these two chew on each other. Honestly, if he comes in here while Tank is trying to attack the remnants of this Norskin force, and like these Miststalkers, honestly, turn around and fight. They have good enough stats. They'll do some good damage to Kolek. Like if you get the Famir in here, giving him some buffs and so on. Looks like, oh man, one of them just gets catapulted. He's fine. He's totally fine. You see these Miststalkers getting launched by Kolek into the stratosphere? Yeah, they're fine. They're actually totally fine. So all the Marauders now rush in, and just like that, actually, Miststalkers, like I said, they could make a difference here. That gives Tank quite a bit of points finishing them off, but that's basically it. Skaven now trying to sneak up and around the side, maybe catch some forgotten units over here. But the hunting packs here, oh man, salamanders. The thing about it is that Valkanos can shoot, right? So like Tank's gonna have a hard time cycle charging very effectively. Oh man, look at that! Look at that chariot just eating all of the pebbles. Actually pretty cost effective probably. But yeah, between the chameleon skinks and the salamander hunting packs, Valkanos can very much force Tank into an engagement here. And I mean, obviously Kolek still very dangerous, but I think probably that Nakai supported here can maybe take him on. We'll see. Don't want to give him too much credit, but RTX 3000 out soon. Yeah, I'm actually planning on picking up one of those. one of the mid-range cards, probably. We'll see. Stream crash? I think it's still going. Still going for me. Okay, so... whoops. I'm fine. At this point, Tank's kind of way over chasing here on this Night Runner Slingers. I don't know why he's throwing his entire force over there, but at this point, they are shattered, so technically he has to attack someone else. I guess he is right here, but yeah, the Skaven is kind of hanging around here. Not really sure. This Surtha Ek force coming forward now, though. I think Kolek's... Yeah, I mean, the Gorby's chariots, I'm surprised how healthy they are still. Okay. We have some players not attacking here. You have to attack. So... right now, there's no missile fire happening. There's nothing, and he's just kind of like walking sideways. Does not count as attacking. So, needs to charge in with something. And my guess is they're all probably just going to get gatted anyway here, which is, yeah, kind of what's happening. Chaos Knights actually do get into combat, though. Oof. Proc score's gonna suffer. Honestly, a lot of the same fate as, oh yeah, look at that mass. Honestly, does anything get punted, like, things, a monstrous infantry against Kolek? Like, I don't know. I don't know. Strange. Like, Gorbel and all these other monstrous infantry units, they just get absolutely catapulted by Kolek, and it makes no physical sense, honestly. Some other monsters do it too, but it seems like no one does it as consistently as Kolek. You can see a lot of these Saurus infantry do get terrified pretty quickly, but Shield of the Old Ones from Lord Krok. Interestingly, the Supreme Shield gives more damage resistance, but does not have a leadership component, so there are some give and take there. Oh, but Nakai comes in, destroys the chariot. The Salamander Hunting Pack's actually fighting the Sorcerer here and doing a little bit of damage to him. Krok now a little bit in the way. He is a large boy, large bony boy, but oh, Nakai coming in with the side charge. Did he get knocked over by Kolek by charging him in the side? Yes, he did. Oh, Nakai, we love you so much. Never change. Oh man, those Death Glow bombs too, throwing in the late game, generating some really nice value, just absolutely wrecking everything. But at this point, Kolek is gone. The Chaos Sorcerer Lord of Fire is gone on the Manticore. Saurus pushing up, and I think 38 speed here versus 31. The Saurus are on their charge animation, and they do catch a handful of these Death Globe bombs. The Skaven Slaves now moving over into the side, and just that one model going down was enough to actually shatter that unit. I think Valkanos has this in the bag. Tank definitely taking a close second, but... oh yeah, Nakai. Yes, just put the lollipop in the other hand and punch him. That's an attack animation. Oh, it goes down. Oh man, is Falcon watching? Somebody tell me Falcon's watching this. Nakai's Croxy bus taking the day. What is left? I don't even know what's left. Is there anything left? Why isn't the game over? Oh, there is a Chaos Chariot over here. Okay, I was like, what is this? Nope, not a COVID cough, just me, you know, failing to human correctly and inhaling my own spit, which is, you know, totally normal. Sometimes being human is hard. Oh yeah, there it is. Nakai OP, he has too much charge bonus. Oh man, yeah. You would think he'd have way more, but good game, yeah. Tank able to rack up a ton of kills, but Valkynos, man, just rolling that Skaven build. Coming in here, Lord Crook gets 90 kills, 24 kills, some great XP chevrons. The Salamander hunting pack were super key in terms of taking down the Plague Priest on the Bell, taking out the Doom Wheel also there. We saw just blowing up the Skaven infantry in general. Good stuff there. Rock scores 43 kills, couple XP chevrons. Saurus just rolling forward as they love to do. 48 for Nakai himself. For Tank, pretty impressive kill totals against both Norscan and Skaven infantry. 81 for Kolek, 174 for the Chaos Sorcerer Lore of Fire, 123 for the Gorbeast Chariots, 96 for these Marauder Horsemasters, 117 there, so really nice Marauder Horsemaster and Chariot play once again from Tank, using those armor-piercing Chariots to best effect. For Smit-Dog here, the Doom Wheel was able to get some really nice kills, and a great job in the late game coming in with those Death Globe bombs, throwing them into that blob of everything. And I'd imagine that's kind of what the idea you have when you bring these guys, is that you throw them, you know, into blobs of enemies fighting, and you just kill everything, and you get value. So I really like that. For Shadow of Nagarath here, put into a little bit of a tough situation against Tank's kind of kite there. He didn't have any infantry javelins, and honestly probably would have been the best way to counter these Marauder Horsemasters, but still a good showing. We made it through the lag. Yes, we did, Valkynos. Good job. Okay, let's see who is up next. Got, let me check with these two, see if they're ready. If not, we can pull a couple of others. Yeah, that was wild, man. Wild Nakai. Okay, it looks like I might need to rehost. Okay, let's get this going here. Let me put some music on, mute my clickety-clack, and get this sorted for you guys. Give me just a moment. Alright. That's sorted. Cool. Nakai using the lag switch to win. Maybe not. Is that what that giant lollipop is? It's a lag switch? Just kidding. Let me go grab something, guys. I'll be right back. Okay. We are back. Just getting our last competitor joined, and we'll be long. Yeah, in terms of Game 3, or not Game 3 stuff, like DLC stuff, it's going to be interesting to see what the Wood Elves get, and I'm really hoping that they give the Beastmen the same treatment eventually. I really, really would like to see a Beastman rework in like full. I would pay for a DLC for Beastmen as well. And they could do something like Beastmen versus Lizardmen. Okay. Oh, that's assuming this Wood Elves is not Wood Elves versus Lizardmen, which I don't see them doing really. It's not like those two have much contact in the lore that I'm aware of. Croaker Comet. Ooh. Ooh. That's a tough choice, Valkanos. It's a tough choice. I would say definitely Comet. That's just my personal preference, though. Okay, who are we waiting on? Jay Phoenix. Oh, and someone dropped? Tank dropped? What's going on here? Okay, we're having some issues. Sorry guys, technical issues, typical, you know, FFA stream. Yeah, let me send you an invite. Just waiting on Golden Phoenix here. Or Jay Phoenix. Golden Phoenix. Yeah, Golden Eagle and Jay Phoenix should team up for a 2v2, and that could be their team name. No, There we go. There we go. Okay. We're all here now. These picks locked in. Okay. Okay, sorry guys, people distracted me with some stuff. Nice. Okay, so we're gonna have some Empire. Good, good, good. That makes me happy. Chaos once again, and Nakai, and this time with some Dark Elf flavor. And then we got a couple more players. Gobbo, Slayer, and Captain Melon's gonna be hopping on. We'll see. I've been going already for about an hour 20. I'll probably call it after the next game, as sad as that is. 2 hours, it's not a lot, but I'm planning on hopefully doing a campaign stream later this afternoon or evening. Yeah. It takes a lot of energy to stream, and I try and keep it relatively limited so I don't burn myself out too much, because I do want to kind of work myself up to streaming for longer periods every day, but it's definitely tough. Hopefully you guys are enjoying yourselves. But just out of curiosity, what like, we all know we're hyped for Game 3, right? Is there a specific unit on a faction you're stoked for in Game 3? Like, for me, the thought of having, like, Tzeentch units that can cast spells, right? So you don't necessarily have, like, one spell caster. You have, like, units of casters scattered around the field so that it's basically impossible to shut down your Winds of Magic by sniping your caster, for example. Like, for me, that sounds awesome. So, like, the Tzeentch stuff, like the dudes on the discs especially, for me, that's super appealing. Likewise, the gunpowder units for the ogres are probably some of the most, like, slapstick gunpowder units in the game. Like the lead belchers, I think they're called. If he doesn't spam Pistoliers and Outriders, you'll be disappointed. Me too, not gonna lie. Troglodon for Lizardmen. You know, what's interesting is, like, out of the Game 2 factions, Lizardmen and Skaven are actually missing the most out of their rosters, and the Lizardmen aren't even missing that much. The Troglodon's really the main thing, and then for Skaven, obviously, you have Giant Rat, or the Wolf Rats, I mean, excuse me, getting tired. And like what is it? It's like a giant rat that they ride. I forget the name. Brood Horror, is it? Something like that. And some of the other Clan Molder stuff, right? So, Bear Cav for Kislev. Oh yeah, I'm just stoked for all of Kislev. Like, I'm really curious to see what they do with their roster. I'm assuming they're going to have gunpowder units of some kind. I'm really hoping, at least, they have gunpowder units of some kind. And then, yeah, Bear Cavalry, Winged Hussars, Violent Unbreakable Demons. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, all the Demons units look super cool, so I'm stoked on that as well. Let's see what we got here. We'll start this time with the Dark Elves. Dreadlord, Sword and Crossbow on a Cold One. Interesting. Sorceress, Lore of Beasts, and a Master. We've also got Cold One Chariots, Cold One Knights, Slaanesha's Harvesters, Glade Riders with shields, Shades with dual hand weapons, and I said Glade Riders, Dark Riders, I mean, and the Karens of Cain. Chaos is basically the same build, except this time he's got a Hell Cannon and Big Bird plus a Shaggoth, so it's not really at all the same build. Does have a Gorby's Chariots, though, and some Horse Maestros. As for the Empire, we've got, oh boy, the Sunmaker, Volkmar the Grom, Bright Wizard, couple of Flagellants, Sigmar's Sons, Knights of the Blazing Sun, Pistoliers. Okay, so we do have some Pistoliers, and for Nakai's Dreadbox, got Nakai, a Skink Priest of Heavens up on the Engine of Legauds. I've got some Salamander Hunting Packs here, Saurus Warriors with shields, and some Spearmen also. Saurus Spears. Interesting choices. We'll see. Lore of Ice, yeah, oh yeah, anytime Creative Assembly gets the opportunity to create a new Lore of Magic, I'm always very excited to see what they create. Like, Lore of Deeps. If you look at some of the new effect animations, like the stuff from Lore of Deeps, and like even like the Fermented Fungi, for example, and just new spell effects, Creative Assembly has the opportunity to do a lot with them. And I never noticed, is there like a little... like like a little scroll thing on the side of each one of these rockets? Like, oh yeah, a little bit of, or is that like a handle? I can't really tell. Looks like it's actually maybe a handle. I don't know. Looks like a handle, actually, probably. Makes sense. Gotta have something to hold it, to load it on there. Let's take a look at how things are going to get off right off the bat. You can see the Hell Cannons opening up probably on the Dark Elves, and then I would imagine this Hellstorm Rocket Battery is going to open up on these Chaos Warriors and Marauders and so on. Nakai knows exactly what he wants to do, and he's faced with some Shades right off the bat that are going to fire in, do some great damage to these Cold One Riders here. But the Chameleon Skinks, unfortunately, have the Slaanesha's Harvesters deployed literally right on top of them, which is a sad day for the poor Skink Bros. Going to be shooting in with their blow darts. Looks like Word of Pain on those Cold One Riders as they ride in, so Slaanesha's Harvesters already getting a decent engagement, but meanwhile, the Shades is kind of hanging back. We've got the Armor-Piercing Chariot also pulling up. The Dreadlord Sword and Crossbow is an interesting choice here from Golden Eagle, just to kind of plink and poke at some of those targets. Looks like that Skink Priest already taking a lot of damage from the Shades. Not the best situation in the world there. Empire and Chaos starting to square off against each other. So far, Sunmaker, it looks like it hasn't made the best contact, but it's made some contact with those Chaos Warriors. You almost maybe should just retarget it over here, and I think like these Shades might be within range. If you fire into this blob, you could generate a ton more value. I don't know. Depends on if it's within range or not, but Hell Cannon making contact on some Flagellants there. Pistoliers also skirmishing. Dragon Ogres is just great. Here in the woods, Lizardmen are kind of losing out a little bit. The Saurus were able to get into this engagement, though, along with the Summoned Manticore. And Slaanesha's Harvesters slowly getting dragged down by that. Likewise, the Saurus in the back line pushing away the Shades, and these Shades now getting caught. Marauder Horsemen coming in and disrupting that engagement. Oh, and the Orbital Bombardment, the Marauder Horsemen were like, maybe we'll charge. Just kidding. Nope. And instead, the Sunbeam comes down and just annihilates this unit of Shades here. Very nicely done. Dark Elf getting rolled up pretty hard. Golden Eagle having a tough time of it. Oh, and here comes the rockets. This is what I was talking about. Just fire in over here. Everything over here is an enemy. So when you shoot, all of the overshots and misses will also still generate value. Looks like we've got some Piercing Bolts of Burning coming in. Pushing away. Oh no, it's a Comet. Golden Eagle's able to dodge that one pretty effectively there. A lot of the Lizardman forces that came in on an aggressive attack are getting pushed back. And the Dreadlord also, with the Dark Riders pushing and engaging the Salamanders melee, able to shoot in there, get some good damage. But how about that Sunmaker? Not sure exactly who it's targeted on, but... ooh, this is going to be nice. Lands right. I didn't actually... it was a little bit overshooting of what I expected there, but... Chaos and Empire. Ooh, I see a Flamestorm over there. No, must have been cast by the Empire. Yeah, a little bit of an unfortunate placement, but Pistoliers, getting blasted by the Hell Cannons, pretty painful. Volkmar comes in to disrupt the counter strike of the Marauder Horsemen. Oh, and there comes the rockets. Getting a solid contact, decent contact on that unit of Chaos Warriors there. Saurus pushing up, and now the Dark Elves are going to be faced with a little bit more numbers here. The Cold One Chariots will be pretty good at dealing with this infantry, but there is a lot of it. Right now it looks like they're actually charging the Skink Priest, who was able to weather that Shade Fire just fine. As it is right now, these two players, Valkynos and Golden Eagle, tearing each other apart very quickly, whereas this engagement's taking a little bit more time to unfold with Tank and J Phoenix here. Nice Burning Head, though. It's those Marauders. Knights of Blazing Sun take hardly any damage, and Big Bird getting a little bit lit up here. Knights of the Blazing Sun come in juiced up, and they're able to get some nice damage on both the Shaggoth and on Big Bird. They definitely need to pull away as soon as possible, though. Pistoliers, I mean, I say they're doing nice damage to Big Bird. They're actually doing a decent amount of damage to him, given his missile resistance. It's more of the fact that they have, like, 2 low damage shots at a high DPS, means a lot of their damage, because the way the percentage thing works, ends up being pretty good. All things considered. If we check back over here, looks like Golden Eagles in a pretty decisive advantage in terms of points, but in terms of actually what's left on the field, it looks much better for Valkanos, just, you know, through the eye test. Its master is kind of going to get dragged down by Saurus, although the fact that the Shades are still here fighting is great. Chameleon Skink's in a dangerous situation. If they can finish off those Dark Riders, come back, help harass those Shades. Here, though, this is rough. Skink Priest, Lord of Heavens up on the Stegodon has not used its second orbital bombardment yet, and is now getting... It looked like it was going to get chased off by the Karens of Cain, but they actually get terrified. And he might recover his leadership here. No healing. They're going to have to be careful, but... Chaos now getting a little bit broken up on the assault here against the Empire. Big Bird comes forward. He's being very aggressive, as is the Shaggoth, and Volkmar's tanking damage. He's taking a lot of damage, but he's a tank, absolutely. And of course, he's got his Flagellants, who will fight by his side until the bitter end. Another nicely placed Burning Head here rips through these Marauders as they come in to engage. No doubt roasting a few of them, sending them back to the Shadow Realm. Not sure exactly. It looks like the Hellstorm is almost out of ammunition. Yeah, maybe just used up its last volley there. The Gorebeast Chariot's pushing up and aggressively pressuring these Knights of the Blazing Sun, not really allowing them to get any rest. But once the Knights of the Blazing Sun turn around, start to get that spear support, it's not going to be amazing for the Gorebeast Chariots in a sustained combat. Definitely neither unit meant to sort of fight in a sustained combat, but Tank's clawing his way back in terms of points. The Soul of Damnation Hell Cannon there has a little bit of ammo left, definitely more than the Sunmaker, which is now completely out of ammunition. Used up all of its shots, 133 kills, pretty good stuff. Knights of the Blazing Sun fighting a Shaggoth. Might be a bit tough, but they did get that Grand Shield of Faith momentarily. Ooh, man, that Hell Cannon hit actually did a lot of damage to that Gorebeast Chariot right there. Kind of directly contacted that model. Pistoliers pulling up. They can unleash the rest of their shots to try and finish off this Shaggoth, which actually, considering how few unit models are left, will be an effective amount of fire. Another beautiful Hell Cannon shot right into those Spearmen. Checking back over with the Lizardmen, Nakai is having a tough time against this Dreadlord. Dreadlord's kiting him pretty effectively. The Shades also using their crossbows against the Saurus. Got the Cold One Chariots still fighting, technically kind of going parallel to the Saurus here, using the last of their crossbow shots to shoot in the side. They are out of ammunition now. Dreadlord's almost out of ammo. He's getting to the low side, but he probably will be able to finish off Nakai here. Golden Eagle actually probably going to come out on top in that engagement. Jay Phoenix originally had been winning against Tank here, but now it looks like things have started to turn around a little bit as more of his forces get routed. Sunmaker, I don't think, generated quite enough value. It's tough to say, but nice Burning Head placement. Tank does a good job of dodging that and just keeping his forces mobile in general. Ugh. Engine of the Gods, the most fun unit in the game. I think it's definitely one of the most fun units in the game. And I don't actually think it's terrible in multiplayer. Not completely terrible, anyway. Mostly terrible. Yeah. Last, the Chaos Warriors with great weapons getting rained out there. Volkmar just cycle charging them as they slowly plink away at that Fire Wizard. Oh, here we go. Big Bird coming in for his final charge, so to speak. Empire also sallying out. The Lizardmen cleaning up the last tattered remnants of the Dark Elves. I say that. They're cleaning up over there. The Dark Elves are cleaning them up over here. So it might still be a little bit of time. This is definitely looking to be a close one. All the players within 3,000 points of each other, and 3 of them within about 1,000 points of each other. What about Tehenuin on the Engine of the Gods? There we go. Now you're talking. Now you're talking true meta. Knights of the Blazing Sun make contact here on those Marauder Horse Masters. Massive charge bonus. They'll be able to drop a bunch of value there. Likewise, Volkmar rear charging this Shaggoth, the Big Bird rather. The Shaggoth I think is gone. It looks like it's gone. Yeah, I think the Pistolier is probably able to finish it off there. Nicely done with the Chariots though, coming after these tattered Spearmen. Oh, Big Bird. Big Bird doesn't have a whole lot of armor, so actually Knights of the Blazing Sun on the charge, because they don't deal any magic damage, they'll do quite a bit to him there. He does buff up his melee defense to help shrug off some of that damage, and looks like most everything's going to route for the Empire that's not unbreakable. To be expected, honestly, but Volkmar will hang around, and because he has unlimited Soulfires, he can continue to generate tons of value throughout the rest of the game against infantry and cavalry both. Looks like, as far as over here, basically some shades with no ammo. We've got a Supreme Sorceress and this Dreadlord still. It looks like it'll largely be, I don't know, I don't want to say it'll be Golden Eagle versus Tank because of Volkmar, but looks like Chaos might be able to pull it off. Volkmar does have a lot of HP still. Ooh, nice fireball. Detonates a few of those unit models of the Horse Masters. Another Soulfire bombardment coming in. And again, that will just continuously deal damage since there's no limitation on how many times you can use it. The longer Volkmar stays alive, the more value he'll be able to generate. Oh man, this is nice. Sneaky Chameleon Skinks come back for Valkanos. Able to probably finish off the Supreme Sorceress, especially given that they've got Saurus Spears here. Yeah, that Supreme Sorceress is done. Dreadlord and the Shades are not, definitely. Ooh. Volkmar's now fully engaged. Tank pulling away though before he has a chance to drop the Soulfire. Cleaning up that late game Empire. Got Tank a pretty good. Sorry, I'm really tired, guys. Got Tank a pretty good lead there. So at this point, it's just a matter of taking down Volkmar. Volkmar running in to sacrifice against Valkanos Lizardmen. Couple of units of Saurus here, mainly just the Saurus. Spears actually are going to be okay against what Tank has left here. It's basically all large units, right? Still the Firecaster for the Empire as well. Plus Volkmar here. Oh yeah, Shades, dual hand weapons. I guess this is when the dual hand weapons comes into handy, right? They've actually got really nice attack plus anti-infantry damage, so they'll probably win this engagement against these Saurus, I would imagine. Oh, yes. In fact, they did. Yeah, 42 attack plus how much bonus versus infantry? Plus 8 bonus versus infantry, so 50 melee attack plus 30 weapon damage, 38 weapon damage rather, in total. Pretty good stuff. Volkmar is up to 69 kills. Nice. Now gets his 70th. The Marauders just cycle charging in and out. Oh, here we go. Another Soulfire. Oh, those Marauders, those infantry Marauders just took a ton of damage on that. Now with the Soulfire gone, they can all charge in and finish Volkmar off. I don't know, actually, I think Golden Eagle maybe could take this, maybe not. It is one group of Shades versus all of this stuff. Dreadlord is using up the last of his ammunition as well. Ooh, the Guiding Eye, interesting. Plus 20% armor-piercing missile damage. You don't ever see the Dreadlord on crossbow. I like that pick here, honestly. He's able to use up all of his ammunition. 400 armor-piercing weapon strength, too. 60 attack, 45 defense. Might be the strongest hybrid missile melee character on a horse-size mount. I will cover other games in the future. Yeah, I even plan to, like, within the next few weeks, I've talked about streaming Civ 6 a bunch, but, like, I want to get Crusader Kings going as well. Once Bannerlord's in a little bit more of a stable place, like, I think I'll probably get back to Bannerlord. Yeah, I'm definitely planning on covering other games, absolutely. Like an esports capacity? I would kind of be vaguely interested in maybe doing a bigger esport casting, like, I don't know, like maybe Call of Duty or, I don't know, even like Age of Empires as another RTS. Learning that and then learning how to cover it. Here come the Shades. Getting ransacked by Marauder Horsemasters. There's just so many Marauder Horsemasters left. Dreadlord here also. It's a nice little attack, able to tear down a few unit models. Because he has armor-piercing damage, again, the 50 armor of the Horsemasters doesn't matter a ton, but it's something. It's definitely not nothing. Oh, here comes the final transmutation from the bird. Ooh, this is nasty. I think this seals it for tank right here. Oh, he did a bunch of miscast damage to himself, though. That could be a disaster if Golden Eagle comes over here and is able to finish off Sartharel. But it looks like right now, not sure what the Dreadlord has an attack order on, but he's not actually doing any attack animations, just getting hit continuously. So not sure what's going on there. Firecaster is over here harassing something. What is this? Regiment of Renown cannon crew. That's nice. Generates some extra value for Jay Phoenix here. Actually killing this cannon crew does generate quite a bit of value. But the Dreadlord, let's see how he's holding.
This was not meant to be.
Eventually, again, once he's doing the attacks, the Horsemasters will get killed by him. And he should be able to damage the Gorby's chariot just fine as well. But more Horsemasters coming back to just keep the bodies soaking. Ooh, Shade's coming back also now. Interesting. Got this big old unit of Chaos Marauders on foot. Oh yeah. We'll get in close. Keep watching the Dreadlord as he bashes these Marauders.
No!
Quick hit and run charge. He's not immune to psychology, is he? Nah, quick hit and run charge from Big Bird could do the trick. Although Big Bird's only got 176 HP, so he's got to be very, very careful about doing this. If he takes a hit in response and goes down, that could lead to a bunch of the Chaos Forces wanting to rout. But it looks like he's able to get a pretty clean hit and run attack there. Didn't end up doing all that much damage, but... These Horsemasters finally starting to shatter. And obviously these Marauders not going to be enough to beat this Dreadlord in melee. Oof, nice tail swipe there. The Gorby's charging in actually with their armor-piercing damage is pretty nice. He definitely wants to try and punch back against them if he can. But tank's on top of his micro. Hit and running there, not leaving them in combat for too long. And it's taken this caster a disturbingly long amount of time to kill a bunch of haggard Chaos Dwarfs. Civ 6 with viewers? I would consider it, yeah. I would consider it. Ooh, nice decapitation there on that Dwarfen artillery crewman. And will the Dreadlord actually be able to hold this? Right now, he's trying his best. Getting pushed around a little bit. Oh, he actually kills Big Bird. Oh, man, the Dreadlord kills Big Bird. Oh, no, the fireball. The vengeful fireball from Oh man, this could actually swing the game right here if this gets solid contact and breaks his leadership. Oh man, it does make solid contact, and the absolute betrayal from Jay Phoenix deciding the outcome of the game. Yeah, Golden Eagle had a chance to win there, but wow, just a despicable act from Jay Phoenix. Oh man. The betrayal. This foul Empire Wizard's like, I can't let the elves win. And then his mind gets taken over by chaos, and he throws a fireball at the at the Dreadlord. That was amazing. Great finish there. Super fun. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. A little bit of a different one. A little bit of a different one. Oh man, that Dreadlord actually, very impressed. It's a weird pick, but I guess weirdness is what goes in free-for-all. 103 kills on those shades. The other two got rolled up, so you see kind of the difference there. But yeah, the Cold One Chariots did a decent job. Crows of Cain, likewise, Tenacious Harvesters got a pretty decent initial engagement there on Valkanos. Tank, on the other hand, great job once again with the armor-piercing Gorbeast. We've got 180 kills on the Soul of Damnation, just absolutely shredding the Empire Army. Horsemaster play, once again on point, 118 and 85. And, yeah, let's see. Yeah, sorry. This one, Sunmaker, 136 kills. I don't know if it actually ended up paying for itself, but Volkmar the Grim also 82 kills. Knights of the Blazing Sun had a little bit of a tough time of it, but they definitely got some damage in. And for Valkanos here, yeah, I mean, the kill totals don't look great, but he actually ended up getting a ton of points, mostly because he was fighting pretty low model count armies. Good, good. They're pretty comparable. I would say the Gorbeast chariots, I think, are tankier. I want to say they have more armor and HP, but the Lion chariots probably hit a little bit harder. Yeah, let's go ahead and get these last two in here, and then we'll call it a day. Go ahead and swap the map out here. We'll go to Woodland Ravine. How about that? While these guys are joining, gonna get one last drink of water, make sure I'm taking care of my voice, and I'll be right back. Alright, and I am returned. Looks like these guys are all here. Gobbo Slayer going with the Gobbos. Captain Melon's coming in with the Skaven. Oh, whoa, I guess, yeah. Unfortunately, Nakai gets eliminated there, but he had a good run. Yeah, exactly. The speed difference for the chariots is important. Exactly. The white lions being faster makes a big difference. Also, white lions have the lion chariots have healing, which is a huge difference. Like Alariel plus, or even Teclis, obviously, plus the lion chariots. But especially like Alariel healing like a blob of, let's say, like a noble plus a lion, or like, you know, 2 nobles plus a lion chariot. That's a nasty anti-infantry chariot blob that you can heal to heal cap very easily. You don't have me on Steam? I'm a despicable lurker, Gobbo Slayer, right now. Yep. Yeah, it's insanely fast for chariots, it's true. Only the wolf chariots are faster. Like the goblin wolf chariots and Norskin wolf chariots both are faster. And actually, most people don't realize the Norskin ice wolf chariots are... They're like 92 speed, plus they have frostbite, so it is ridiculously hard to catch them if your opponent's playing their cards right. I actually think probably the Ice Wolf chariot might be the most underrated of the like kind of higher tier chariots. Although, would you call it a higher tier chariot? It's only 900 points. It does have an armor-piercing anti-large missile attack, and I want to say it does armor-piercing in melee as well, if I remember right. Yeah. Best chariot for just brawling it up in melee is probably the pump wagons. Their animations, at least, are the best for staying stationary, or flares. One of those two. Because of their animation sets. The tankiest chariots, like the Cold One chariot, actually, because it shoots while it's in melee still, and the animations that the Cold Ones do a lot of damage. Yeah, I'd probably say the most efficient, though, are going to be pump wagons or flares. Probably flares, if I had to choose a single one. Yeah, I should do a chariot tier list as well soon. I'm planning on eventually doing some unit tier lists of different unit classes. Doomwheel is an amazing chariot. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. If you're talking like single entity chariots, then there's Doomwheel's one. There's a few others. Like any that actually have good splash attacks, like Grom. A lot of the character chariots, like Grom, Cetra, Kazrak, they have good splash attacks that they do like around the chariot. Those ones are decent for brawling in sustained. Oh yeah, the shooting. The Doomwheel, and especially, like, Ikits has triple shot, I think, and the ROR has double shot. That's one of the reasons why, like, they get surrounded by Cav. They can oftentimes blow themselves out of harm's way with those blasters. All of the monster chariots, to be honest, are decent at brawling, because the animations are much better. And obviously they do armor-piercing damage. I don't really know. I didn't think that far ahead, Tank. Yeah. Just whoever's on the hill at the end, I don't know. Probably I would say you, because you've been in the most games. I don't know, though. I hadn't really thought about a specific metric of who's the winner. Yep, it can get itself stuck and unstuck. Exactly. Yep, exactly. Probably my favorite single entity chariot, though, the most underrated of all of them, is, of course, the Black Coach. Yes. Ranged chariots? Yes, I would not include war wagons in the chariot tier list because they're just not functional as chariots. I would include them in the missile chariot tier list, though, and they would be the best missile chariot because they're the best at shooting. I don't know, maybe I will include them in the actual chariot list and have them in there somewhere, but, like, as chariots, they are awful. Just awful. But they have the best shooting attack by far of any chariot, so there's that. Much better than Scourge Runners. Technically, the Luminarch is a chariot, right, and if we're including single model chariots, again, I class those a little bit differently. Then probably the Steam Tank is the best single model chariot. It's the most expensive single model chariot. And it's ranged, and is very good in melee. Well, I say very good, it's good in melee. Good enough to pay for itself. Unbreakable. Like 100, it's the heaviest armor unit in the game. I think it's, what, 160 armor? So, actually, the best single model chariot, I'm going to have to give to the Steam Tank. Yep. Nobles. Best non-lord single chariot. Yeah, I guess there's an argument to be made there for sure. For me, though, like, since the nobles actually got fixed and they're less broken now, I would probably personally still give it to the Steam Tank as a non-lord. Yeah, if lords included, it is Cetra, I agree. Or Volkmar. I would put Cetra, like, on the same level as Volkmar, honestly. Volkmar is ridiculous. Like, he is ridiculous. You take it back, Tank. Steam Tanks are amazing. Their ranged attack hits as hard as any single entity monster, right? And they have 90 charge, so they can hit, like kind of like a weakish chariot in melee, but at the very least they're unbreakable, have a lot of HP, and super heavy armor. So I'm a fan of Steam Tanks. I actually used to think they suck, but I really like them now. Anyway. No Steam Tanks here today. We've got, taking a look at the builds here, for the Warriors of Chaos, I see some more armor-piercing chariots, some more Gorbies. We've got 3 of them this time, some Warhounds, Marauder Horsemasters, Kolek once again, and Sorcerer Lore of Fire. Is that some champs also? What is that? Is that some champs? Wild champ pick? I can't tell. Anyway. We've got some Death Globe Bombs here, some Sensor Bears, regular Plague Monks, more Sensor Bears. Wow, this is a lot of things for Captain Melons. I don't know how he afforded this army. It's a lot of kind of elite-ish Skaven. The Greenskins, 4 Flappas, very nice. Is that Grom leading the way? I would imagine. Yep, Grom leading the way. Double River Troll Hag. Got some Squig Hops. Some Boar Boys, and a bunch of Gobos. For the Dark Elves, looks like double Manticore. We've got a Death Hag, Sorceress of Fire, Dreadlord Sword and Crossbow once again, some Shades, Doomfire Warlocks, Witch Elves, and some Dark Riders with shields. Yeah, Black Lions are okay. I haven't actually used them in a while. They're decent, if you want a Hellblaster that can't get fireballed, but... Oh yeah, look at this Flappa. This dude has the best job of any of the Snotlings. Look at him. He's just all ready to go. Like, you imagine how yoked your shoulders would be doing that all day? Like, I'm surprised his shoulders aren't, like, above his head right now, but you look at his back muscles and... the little dude's pretty ripped. Like, look at this guy. I want back muscles that are that defined. Like, this Snotling is more swole than me. It's kind of sad, honestly. But, I mean, it makes sense if he's flapping these Flappas literally all day, every day. Man, look at those triceps. Dude, these guys are yoked. These guys are yoked. Okay, I take it back, sir. Your shoulders are appropriately sized for your job. Plague Furnace, best single entity chariot. Well, yeah, like the Plague Furnace, Mortis Engine, or Gorst, honestly. Gorst is the best single entity chariot in the game. We all know, guys. Clearly, he has Lore of Vampires. He's a Mortis Engine. He has regeneration. Yeah. So Gorst. Which chariots are good for chariot swarms? Well, really, the only chariots that have more than 3 unit models are the Goblin Wolf chariots and the Tomb King's chariots. So, really, if you want a chariot swarm, that's kind of, you got to play one of those two factions, or else just take a ton of cheap chariots, which is absolutely something you can do in certain scenarios. Man, look at this high elf tower thing. Neat. And they are off. No, not yet. There we go. Okay. Let's see how they progress. This one's interesting. It's got this kind of weird, like, ravine in the middle that's got cliffs on either side. Kind of forces you into some choke point type situations. Oh man, catapults immediately making their presence felt against those Marauder Horse Masters. Interesting to take the catapults rather than the Warp Lightning Cannons. But I also kind of like the pick of the Death Globe Bombs here. Let's see, what's their range? 85 range, so they can actually outrange, I think they'd outrange the throwing axes, but just barely, like, same range as the Horse Masters almost. They're going to turn and fire here, and this is not a trade that the Horse Masters want to take, I don't think. Let's see. They get a solid volley here in response. Oh, looks like they're just going to charge instead. That is the correct approach. But yeah, man, those globes doing some really nice damage there on those Horse Masters. Yeah, that's really not a great trade for them. Meanwhile, over here, the Hounds come in. They start to do some damage. Doomwheel getting pulled out of position here by some of those Horsemen. And, oh, yeah. Gonna have a nice burning head here to roast some of these Plague Monk Sensor Bears. Great high-value target to roast out there. Meanwhile, the Gobbos just kind of leaving the Dark Elves to their fate. Poor Dark Elves are left out of the fight as the Gobbos now come for a treacherous flank attack against the Skaven. Of course, we all know, you should know, Gobbos hate Skaven, so that's great. And this burning head roasts through. Again, did some good damage. Kind of clips some more of those Sensor Bears. Even overruns all the way into the chariots here. Not that that matters at all, but a lot of these Skaven units over here getting pulled out. You can see likewise the Doomwheel out of position, getting just pounded by Kolek. A little bit of a problem. The Death Globe Bombs initially had been very nice. It got some nice volleys on various units, but now the Chariot Disruption along with the Marauder Horse Masters. But look at this. Spider Riders charging in the side, start to break some of these Horse Masters, and the Death Globes as well, just absolute anarchy. The Greenskins coming in with the full steel chair from the side. Poor Golden Eagle is still trying to advance with his force to start generating some kind of value here. But he might be able to come in and get a ridiculous Flamestorm if he actually has Flamestorm, which he does not. So maybe just burning heads instead, like right through this big blob right here. The Manticore Sorcerer charges down. A little bit of a risky biscuit here if the Plague Priest chooses to use his mass to engage. Try and keep him on the ground. Looks like that Fireball is swinging a miss there. Will's going after that Manticore Sorcerer. Bombardment also a little bit of a swing and a miss there. But the Skaven are holding for the time being. Some nasty burning heads and other things have done a lot of damage. But right now, tank's pretty far ahead in terms of value. About 2,000 points ahead. And Braum doing his best to try and make up the points here at the expense of Captain Melons. Poor Captain Melons here just getting absolutely ransacked from every direction. Dark Elves are now in range, and they already have Murderous Prowess popping off just as they start to pull up here and do a little bit of damage. So this Dark Elf Dreadlord, actually, the Murderous Prowess does give additional missile damage as well, so he could fire in, do some really nice damage to like these Manticores and other targets while that's active. Likewise, the Shades and the Dark Riders coming through on the low ground here. Find some of these Gobbos. Doing dark things in the dark. Deep dark? I don't know. Emo stuff. Shades getting some okay damage. They don't have too many high-value targets to shoot at, but let's check back over here. Manticores kind of maneuvering. It looks like Murderous Prowess mostly wore off. Murderous Mastery is still active on a handful of units there. But the Gobos were able to come in here, and yeah, actually I'm surprised not as much value as I would have expected. Captain Melon's also getting some really nice drain value out of these different tools here. Nice bombardment as well, right on those Witch Elves. Yet to get in combat. And the Skaven unit starting to get chased off here, which is value that everyone else is losing out on, potentially. Tank is able to get some pursuit damage in there. And Spirit Leeching the Horse Masters with the Troll Hags. Oh man, and here Dark Elf Manticores drop down. Dark Elves are like, you know what, we're sick of waiting. Let's just go fight these Orcs and Gobos right here. Send in the Witch Elves. Witch Elves will absolutely enrage these Boar Boys and keep them from pulling away, which they definitely wanted to take advantage of that charge bonus. Likewise, Grom, so far not enraged. He actually comes in here and is beating up this Manticore. But, oh man, do we have some Fanatics? Please tell me you got some Fanatics in here somewhere. Oh yeah, there's some Night Goblin Fanatics right there. And, ooh, a nice big bombardment coming in also of some kind. What is this, Assault of Stone, I would imagine, from the Troll Hags? Oh yeah, all of the magic. Oof. Brutal stuff. Burning Head. Oh man, just both sides getting absolutely destroyed here by AoE magic. All of the Dark Elf infantry units, the Doomfire Warlocks, a lot of expensive units there just got wrecked. Tank got a ton of value on that Burning Head right there. And the Fanatics likewise pushing through. Gobbo Slayer quickly gaining in terms of points. The Pump Wagons having a hard time over here though. Their leadership's somewhat down. Oh man, and look at these Death Globes again, just firing indiscriminately into this engagement, just doing HP damage to literally everything. So Captain Melon's definitely not out of this yet. Golden Eagle likewise just getting started in terms of getting in this engagement, but already having taken a ton of damage, given that he is just some squishy elves, but that's okay. That's okay. Grayseer Lore of Ruin getting routed here. And likewise, the Dreadlord Sword and Crossbow we saw throughout the course. The last battle was able to generate a lot of value, just given enough time. But we'll see. Tanks pretty far ahead at this point. Pump Wagons failing in the Chariot engagement against the, whatever these things are called, the Gore Beasts. Another beautiful Burning Head in this pitched engagement here. And at this point, it's mostly like Gobbo and Greenskins units piled up around, so might need to kind of unblob here a little bit for Gobbo Slayer. Try and detach his units, but it looks like Tank's probably got this one in the bag. Yeah, he finishes off the Grayseer there. That's going to cause these other Skaven units to rout off the side, so Captain Melon's, unfortunately, is pretty much done at this point. Yep. Oh yeah, Tank swoops in with the evil Burning Head from the side. Manticore gets routed off here, so yeah, Gobbo Slayer's definitely still got a chance of winning here, especially if he can get the last man standing bonus. The fact that, like, the Death Hag, all these other units are kind of enraged here right now. Grom, though, getting caught out, this is not great. Grom takes a ton of damage from that Dreadlord. Golden Eagle able to claw a lot of points off of Grom's HP there. Grom's going to try and regenerate a lot of that damage, but in terms of what's left for the Warriors of Chaos, I mean, Kolek is basically still untouched, right? And another brutal Burning Head roasting out the Gobbos and the Witch Elves that try and get into this engagement. So I just don't know at this point what's going to be able to take down Kolek. Almost seems like Golden Eagle and Gobbo Slayer need to stop fighting each other, like ally, and go fight Kolek together, because like this Dreadlord shooting him to death is maybe an option. Other than that, I really don't see. I guess maybe the two Troll Hags ganging up on him would be enough. But Horsemen still here, just using up the last of their ammo. It does look like Grom and his squads here is able to finish off against Golden Eagle's kind of hero squad. So looking good for Gobbo Slayer if he can take the win against the rest of the Warriors of Chaos. The Dreadlord still being able to fire while moving, very nice. Can poke those Horse Masters. And oh man, I totally forgot about these Shades saying nothing left can kill Kolek. That's not true at all. There's still these Shades coming in the late game, and they are very, very dangerous. Yeah, can definitely clean up a lot of points. So let's see what they target here. Maybe going after the troll hags. Nice. Volley of dark arrows there. Actually doesn't do much damage at all. But Shades, I'm surprised they're not doing more damage to these river troll hags, honestly, on those volleys. Flappas are coming through. Try and get on the Shades, but a nice countercharge with the Dark Riders, able to catch them there. Oh, big HP damage hit from the Dreadlord as well. Does look like the Flappas probably likely to still make contact with the Shades. Shades having a hard time getting set and firing. Oh man, and another burning head coming in. Right as the Spider Riders rush in to pin them in place. That's a little bit unfortunate for both sides. But ends up with the Spider Riders probably routing there. That one unbreakable momentarily for something. I don't know. They have full leadership for some reason. Squig Hoppers also come in. And yeah, looks like who's down here? Grom the Paunch down here, just kind of hiding and regenerating a little bit. He's going to need to pull back though towards the rest of his forces as Kolek comes through. These other Gobos pushing through from behind. The Shades were a potential option here, but now just getting inundated by Greenskins light cavalry and these more Gobbo infantry also following up, collapsing river troll hags there. So yeah, things are looking a little bit rough for the Dark Elves. Golden Eagle, I don't think he really has much of a chance of coming back at this point. But actually, Gobbo Slayer could win if he could beat what's left of the Warriors of Chaos forces, and that's pretty unlikely. But perhaps, I mean, these River Troll Hags are so low in terms of their leadership, it's going to be a problem. Yeah, one of them even routing there. Likewise, Grom just running for his life away from this Manticore and from Kolek. Probably Tank's got this in the bag, but we'll see. Gobbo Slayer definitely has a chance to try and finish things if he plays his cards right. Oof, these Gobbos just getting absolutely landed on. Why everyone gang up on Skavens first? Well, because they're Skaven, and they probably deserve it. I don't know. Captain Melons didn't deserve that as a player, but the Skaven as a faction absolutely did deserve that. And now, ooh, nice little blast right there. Didn't actually do too much damage. But, Kolek's Lightning Strike leads to the Dreadlord getting routed there. Another Assault of Stone on this pocket. Unfortunately, it does look like Tank's going to be able to mostly dodge that, perhaps? No? Maybe not. Ooh, he does get actually hit by it quite a bit. Kind of wrecks the rest of those Marauder Horse Masters, especially. But can Grom out-chariot these Gore Beasts? And something tells me probably no. Squig's now countercharging back in. The 8-peak Loons, likewise, are fighting. They're unbreakable. Now... Oh, man. Oh, man, Grom's got to be careful. He charges into the side for these chariots. I don't know if he's actually going to do an attack animation on the Gore Beast there. Looks like he might have had the order on Kolek instead, but the Troll Hags... Yeah, these Gore Beasts just tanking out damage so well. It doesn't allow Grom the Paunch to get in and get at Kolek. See Gobbo Slayer kind of cycling out with the River Troll Hag there. Dreadlord routes, he shatters, so Golden Eagle's basically done at this point. It has a handful of Shades here still fighting, but Gobbo Slayer's close. I just don't think he can hold here. I do think definitely Tank's going to get the last man standing bonus. These two chariots just touching each other gently as Kolek chucks the River Troll Hag. There we go. Now he gets a little side swipe attack there. That's what we've been waiting on. And more Flappas incoming. Looks like those Shades shatter. Yep, I think that's it for Tank. Kolek, just one-man army left in the late game. Nothing to stop him. I don't know. I think Kolek definitely beats Grom here. Gore Beast chariots do good. Oof, yeah, big hit on Grom right there. That's game. He is not like that. Gobbo Slayer did get these two River Troll Hags down here on the low ground back, but not much Winds of Magic left. They've used all their magic on Spirit Leeches, on other things. They haven't been Spirit Leeching Kolek. Now, yep, And they are done. That is it. Yeah, Kolek just too healthy, man. Too saucy there in the late game. Too much. Yeah, a rough spot for Golden Eagle to be put in there. Kind of missing out on that initial engagement and mostly losing the value of his murderous prowess because it went off so early. Tank, though, great job once again. The armor-piercing chariots, these gore beasts, just put on an absolute show today. 206 kills for this Chaos Sorcerer, Lord of Fire as well. 76 for Kolek himself. 120, 111 for these Marauder Horsemasters. 130 and 96 for Warhounds. Poor Captain Melons just got ran over there. Had some initial good engagements with the Deathglow Bombardiers trading with the Horsemasters, but yeah, just overwhelmed by numbers there. Gobble Slayer, very treacherous Goblin. 115 kills on Goblin Paunch there. Lots of kills on the Pump Wagons, Flappas as well, as you'd expect, while rolling over the Skaven build. Ended up being that Kolek was just too much in the late game. Not enough dedicated to taking him down by any of the players, and he just finishes it off. So GG, well played. Thank you all so much for joining. It's been an absolute pleasure. Rat Globadiers, Dwarf Miners with blasting charges. That'd be an interesting one. That's an interesting tier list to think about. The best bomb throwers, because that is an actual class of unit in this game. I didn't really think about that. I'll have to get back to you on Eldrin of the Mist. That one on Eldrin of the Mist. I'll think about it. Probably Ironbreakers are the best, because they're actually a melee unit as well as having tons of armor-piercing, not quite armor-piercing, but quote-unquote armor-piercing blasting charges. So probably I'm going to say Ironbreakers on that one just from the outset. But I'd have to, excluding Ironbreakers since they're an actual melee unit. But well, Wicked, there was some great games. If you want to go back and watch them, there were some absolutely wonderful games to catch. So yeah, you've got, like 2 hours worth of content to view for your viewing pleasure. So yeah, sorry about that, but I'll be hanging around all day. I'm going to probably do a campaign stream later. I might start up a Tyrion campaign, honestly. I'm thinking, because the High Elves are very fleshed out, and Tyrion now, the Alistair the White Lion, who you can recruit on his faction, actually with the White Lion buildings and stuff, like, he's very strong, so we'll see. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm not 100% yet, but we'll see. Let me know in the comments below. I'm super tired, Tank. Yep, all players played. You're good to go. I'm ending the stream now. So thank you guys so much for watching. It's been an absolute pleasure.